Well, good morning, my garden friends and my YouTube friends and vermiculture friends. It is Saturday, November 6th, and if you're looking across at my backyard, you think, oh, gee, that doesn't look too bad. But up close, whoa, there's some work that needs to be done. For those of you who know me, you know that I have Crohn's disease and I have had it for 40 years. And sometimes, not too often, I get an attack, and so for about 5 days I am totally out of commission and not sure if I'm going to make it through another session, but I do, and so thank God, and I do. And so let me take you on my journey. This is my first time out in the yard in a week, and I'm looking at my trees that I took most of the leaves off because they had turned yellow and had the fungus underneath, and I think quite a few have kind of fallen off since then and blown away. We had yesterday morning, just after midnight, it started to rain, and so we had a full let's see, it's about 9 o'clock here, so what is that, 33 hours almost of rain, pretty steady. It wasn't anything really heavy. It was a good downpour at times, but for the most part it was just a nice, constant, steady rain. They said we had about 3 inches, so that's pretty solid for us. But as you can see, there's the plumeria, and you can see though that there's still blooms on the top of it. So it's still trying. It's still trying to give me pleasure. And also down on the ground you can see what I can pick up and take in the house maybe. And the tea plants on this side still look good. We have quite a bit of wind. Rick was saying that when he went out for his walk this morning, he's normally gone for about 3 hours, and he was gone less than an hour. He came home soaked, and that was with a jacket and umbrella. So he walks and takes pictures of his favorite lake, and they're lovely pictures. If anybody's ever interested, it's Rick Helbling, Old Guy Walking, and that's his YouTube channel and his Facebook page. But anyway, we woke up this morning, it was 52 degrees, still like 95, 97% humidity because it was still raining. And so the moringa plants that I put in, what was that, about 10 days ago, these two are still look good. I have a little penta that I planted in front of each one. They were little volunteers, and we'll see if they come up. That's okay if they do, and if they don't, well, you know, I'll find some more. My friend Nick, I'm sure, will give me some. The Florida red maple has never turned red. It's just, I think, a Florida maple, and it just thinks it's something else. The crepe myrtles are still hanging in there, their leaves. This is the Brazilian spinach that seems to just loves this cold. It's just really taken off, and it likes this new spot. I have disappointments to share, and that is that the papaya, you can see the one that I put in a little net, it seems to be growing okay, as do some of them, but can you see that? Let me pull it in tighter. It looks like something has gotten in there and it's just rotted out. It almost looks like worms. How sad, huh? And then I think because of our, let me take you back, because of our wind, a couple of them got knocked off. So there's really nothing I can do with those, and when they're immature like that, they're just, you know, compostable. I don't know if the worms would eat them though. Be interesting to give it a shot. And maybe there is something good out of this after all. And the plumeria over here, of course, is stripped. It looks pretty bare. There's still some leaves on the ground, as you can see. My compost looks like it's settled, doesn't it? I haven't given it anything. I still have grass clippings. Rick cut grass for a couple places, and our yard and our neighbors, and brought them over on Tuesday, and they have been sitting on my porch. So they ought to be really getting stinky and ready to go somewhere. This moringa, which was just gorgeous. Look at this. This last week it was just beautiful. And obviously something has eaten all the leaves off of it, and it's just going after it like a beast. And I don't think that was the rain or the wind. That was just something eating it. And also my mango over here. Look at these. You guys tell me if you know what this is. It looks almost like little bugs on the back of it, like it's, I can't tell what those are. But I'm going to almost have to cut those off and hope for regrowth. This is the pigeon pea. I've shown you this before, and I'm hoping that it will get a cold snap, and whatever keeps eating these little leaves, I keep removing whatever is, because it's not defoliating the whole thing. It's just, you know, taking a leaf here or there. And I'm hoping that once it gets cold that will just stop that action. And let me take you down the alley. Right here is my tea plants that I planted last year. And I see these, there's a couple. This one has gotten so top heavy. Oops, sorry. It's gotten so top heavy that I need to trim that back. And probably just restart it. And if you've ever watched me, you know the way I do it is I just cut it back a foot or two and then stick that one in the ground. I'll lose some of the top leaves, but it'll root at the bottom. Anyway, let's go down here, down the, as I call it, the side alley, but it really is, this is the south side of our house. And you guys know that I planted the Everglades tomatoes, and you can see they've survived. Can you see the little green fruit on it? Those two don't look very good. This is basil that's in between, and it just, the basil I grew in the spring, it looked wonderful. This doesn't look so good. But over here, this was probably the best of it. For some reason or other, when it rains, I get, most of the rain seems to come right over here on this side. Aren't they cute? I'm going to put my finger up here so that you can see the size difference. So it's kind of about the size of your thumbnail. And I'm going to let them go another little bit longer. I put these strings back down here in hopes that maybe I could coax the plants up the strings, because these little cages are so short. I need to go out and get bigger cages for them. And I have a couple here too. I'm not thrilled with my turnout. In the front yard, the ones that I showed you going up the driveway, they came out much better. This is the Japanese mustard that I grew last spring, and I was just so thrilled with. And I had a couple of them in my Meals on Wheels, and I planted like 4 out here. Well, 2 of them they were underneath the plumeria tree, and I think the fungus from the leaves got into it, and they just didn't make it. But I'll tell you what, these 2 have taken off, and I have pulled probably 20-30 leaves off of it so far, and it just keeps growing out of the center. So, you know, all good. So on that side, those are pluses. And the sweet potatoes, I haven't gotten out here. I need to turn that pot over and pull everything out and take out what I can harvest, and maybe cut those leaves back and try and cook them like a spinach. But you can see my 2 little teepees. This is my one little teepee that that one has really taken off. And the spinach, I really meant to come out and thin this, but the week just disappear before me. And here's the other one. For some reason or other, the other side grows better. I don't know. The head is right. Let me show you where the irrigation head is. It is on this side. So, I mean, this side really surely should be the one that grows heavier than the first one. But it doesn't. So, go figure. And then back to agapanthus. The agapanthus stays all year long. This I did get to clean out, and for anybody who has a patch of agapanthus, you really do need to get in there. The leaves start to get almost syrupy, you know, as they're decaying, and it just attracts so many bugs and what have you that you really need to keep that clean. The hibiscus is hanging on, and of course our nice little water fountain. But here's the yard from this side, and of course, you know, as we all say, boy, if you stand back far enough, this looks really good. You know, so don't get up close on the girl or the guy. They look good from the distance. Same thing goes for yards. So that's just my little morning tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.